Agent ISD, this is Bond, Pierce Bond. Is the line secure? Okay, I'll proceed with caution. We have problems in the state of Michigan. The legislature charged our state to be a top 10 state leader in education within the next 10 years. This is perplexing to a former teacher of the year who would rather take a deduct instead of sitting through PD sessions because current PD sessions consist of drive-by, consultant-led experiences. We don't know how to implement the adopted standards of professional learning or how to become national board certified teachers. We're not empowered to learn and share with other teachers. For example, I excel at hosting Socratic seminars, but could really use some help with restorative practice. We don't have enough time to collaborate and improve our best practices unless it's during planning. Our students are suffering. We need an experienced agent to guide us. This is an urgent matter.
This is Agent ISD. I realize Agent Pierce is in a bind. She wants to improve her practice using a reflective, standards-based process similar to what she uses with her students. I need to connect her and her districts with some intermediate school districts, code word ISDs, across the state. I'm glad Michigan has these regional networks already in place. Currently, we're not capitalizing on ISDs the way we could. ISDs can provide teacher leaders with the opportunity to share best practices and complete all classroom missions. Each ISD can house collaborative learning networks for teachers and administrators. I know there's a teacher coach experienced with restorative justice in the Cultural and Diversity Network in Washtenaw County who can help Agent Pierce. Agent Pierce also needs to join the Collaborative Inquiry Network in Oakland County. She's already increasing student achievement using Socratic seminars, and other teachers across the state would surely benefit from her expertise. Through the ISDs, we can increase equity across the state for students and teachers.
This is Agent Connery with an update. Through redesigning the current professional development structure already in place at the regional hubs, educators will access standards-based professional learning. Both administrators and teachers will engage in peer-led professional learning to problem solve and develop the knowledge, skills, and dispositions necessary to prepare students for college and career. Research from the field indicates educators will have agency to set goals, share best practices, implement, reflect, and adjust to drive student learning. Districts will report an increase in highly effective teachers and be able to leverage the expertise within their region to design career pathways, such as peer coaching, mentoring, and facilitating professional learning. Districts across Michigan will indicate higher recruitment and retention as educators meet the needs of their students using ISDs as regional and statewide collaborative learning networks. Michigan educators will engage in deeper learning to make Michigan a top 10 in 10.
So let's debrief the situation. We have a few players to engage. The Michigan Department of Ed can use Title II funds to support districts to develop collaborative, not competitive, teacher-led networks through ISDs. They can also collect and share data among ISDs to ensure that professional learning is working through student achievement results. Another player to engage is Michigan school districts. They can use Title II funds to support teacher leaders in partnership with ISDs. They can use evidence-based standards for professional learning. They can also use continuous cycle of improvement to share best practices with teachers and other districts through ISDs. Our agents encourage you to be stirred, not shaken, to action. Mission complete. Good night.
Chris Minnick, would you like to respond to the agent?
I'm a little nervous, actually. Yes. Nice job. I just want to ask you a question. So you talked about competitive and collaborative. Could you, if you had more time, what would you have said about that? Why do you care about collaborative and not competitive? Yeah, you want to answer?
We would like the districts to work together to meet the needs of children in our state.
Yeah, okay. I'm just struck by, so most state policymakers understand that they're working in competitive environments, and that word is, we just went through Race to the Top competition. This is not a competition here. So I'm just trying to figure out how we talk to folks, and I get it, in education we want every boat to rise. There's some choices that'll have to be made about how we use Title II dollars, so helping states understand what does it truly mean to be collaborative as you use those Title II dollars, I think is something you'll get asked. So I just want to thank you guys for stating the problem clearly up front. That was as clear as I've heard it today about that if we don't do this, we won't move the needle for kids across the state of Michigan. So thank you for that. And you set out the benefits of this very clearly. If you had more time, I would want you to tell me more directly how you would do this. And I think that's probably what you struggled with as you put your presentation together. But thank you for what you're doing in Michigan. It was a good presentation.
I think the way you began was powerful, just that students are suffering, and it was a clear call to action. And I think I love the way you included that teachers are empowered to learn, because it reminds us that as teachers we are also learners, and we're constantly learning, and we're looking for new and improved information. And then the idea of redesigning your current system, because I think, as I said before, oftentimes people are unwilling to start fresh or from scratch, or to let go of the ideas that they developed many years ago. It's like a personal attack when you say, this isn't working. But when you frame the conversation in such a way as, we'll keep the pieces that do work and change the pieces that don't. And then I think the part that was refreshing for me is that this includes student voice as well. I don't remember hearing that, but any reflective process has to include, how we've met the needs of students in their voice.
So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm a little bit conflicted about the beginning of it. It seemed a little bit negative. There was a lot of I'm wondering if maybe the beginning was, I feel like I was at the Republican convention. No, I'm joking. Totally joking. No, totally joking. I'm totally joking. No, in the I thought it was fantastic, but I am sitting in my mind like, is it better to start out with here's all the things that are wrong? I don't know. I'm not saying one way or the other, but I do think it's something to think about. I would run it by other people and I'd be curious what people think about starting with the negatives. I'm just tossing it out there.
Well, I thought your presentation was very creative, 007. I think the use of the Regional Resources ISD to leverage the resources and teacher expertise is really, again, building on a structure that's there, but maybe that structure not currently accommodating the needs of teachers as it relates to looking at professional development in a very different perspective. I thought that the foundation for developing collaborative teacher-led networks is very important. I kind of concur with Stephanie to a certain extent around really maybe bringing that linkage to student outcomes and needs at the end in a little different way might have strengthened the presentation a little bit. But thank you, very creative.
Great job. Thank you.